My mission in life is to give. I strive to help people in all ways possible, and this aspiration is the reason why I grew up wanting to be the president. But as I grew older, I started to realize that I could not help everyone, but I could use my passion to make an impact, which is when I began to try to specialize, to focus on one thing. I had the chance to try out a lot of new things. I played the saxophone and I joined the orchestra. I even joined debate and verse speaking clubs, and I took voice lessons. But the one place I excelled the most was on the sports field. And you see, I wasn't just talented, I was passionate too. The sports industry is one of the fastest growing industries worldwide, with more than enough opportunities and money. African athletes have proved to be talented in sport. However, our industry is still suffering. The potential of the African sports business industry is slowly being realized, and I'm keen on making this potential understood by Africans. There is so much power in sport. It can be used to tackle social issues ranging from drug abuse to unemployment. But the most important belief I have is that sport is the greatest tool of emancipation of girls and women in a society. When a woman excels in sport, she is a catalyst for challenging gender stereotypes, and she promotes and empowers other women to rise up. Now, going back to my childhood, each time I mentioned my passion for sport, I was constantly reminded that sport is a hobby rather than a career path that I can pursue. I was also made to believe that the world of sport is a man's world and that I did not belong there. This made me sideline my passion and think of it as a hobby rather than a profession. It also made me believe that because I was not a man, I lacked any possible qualification of joining the industry. So I began to think about what else I could do. And because I liked English and I spoke a lot and I was good at debating, it was established that I was going to be a lawyer. The flaw in this, however, is the fact that I was not truly passionate about law, which meant that I was going to be just another lawyer in the industry. Whereas if I pursued sports, I could make a critical impact in the sports industry through my passion. I did not want to be just another number, and I believed that I could make a living out of my passion. As a student here at Brookhouse, I had the chance to be the best version of a sportswoman. My love for sport grew, but I also started realizing that there were some challenges in the industry which bothered me. It was specifically at the African Leadership Academy where I started to realize that I could not help everyone. So as my presidential aspirations dimmed, I started to think about what I liked growing up and wanted to make sure that no one else felt the same kind of oppression I did. My mission in life became to ensure that no other African child with a love for sport felt like they couldn't pursue it in the industry. I also strive to ensure that no other young African girl with a love for sport felt limited in the industry due to her gender. I was pushed to turn my concerns into actions, and although hesitant and afraid of taking the road less traveled, I believed in what I was fighting for. I had the potential to use my experiences growing up to make a difference, but I had to step up and realize this, which is why I founded the African Sports Network. The African Sports Network is a youth organization that aims to empower and uplift African youth through sport. We believe in the power, innovation, and creation of ideas by young people that challenge the way we think of sport. We aim to motivate engagement in sport and, in the long term, expand Africa's sports business industry. We host an annual African Sports Business Forum, and we have a 5-part strategy to ensure us to reach our goals. The first part is that we have an internally designed curriculum called the DRIVE process, which is adapted from a common entrepreneurial leadership curriculum that's widely used at the African Leadership Academy. DRIVE stands for Dream, Recognize, Innovate, View, and Execute. And it's a 5-part process which teaches students to identify needs in the African sports business industry and come up with critical solutions to them. The second thing we focus on is guest speakers. We believe that seeing, or rather hearing, is believing, which is why we bring together a group of sports business moguls to inspire our students and show them that the sport industry is truly a viable career path. The third thing we focus on is mentorship. We want to ensure that each student focuses on their own individual leadership journey, which is why we bring a group of mentors who are equipped with entrepreneurial skills as well as knowledge in the sports industry to be able to empower our students to rise individually. The fourth thing that we focus on is scholarships. The African Sports Network believes that your financial background shouldn't limit you in the industry, which is why we're striving to ensure that we play our role in helping the less fortunate. And we'll be doing this by starting off with 10 fully funded scholarships at the 2018 African Sports Business Forum. Lastly, we focus on a network. We want to ensure that after the forum, students don't go away and their potential is lost, which is why our network is a platform for students to stay connected to their mentors, as well as the friends that they made at the forum. This platform will equip them with tools for self-development and allow them to stay connected. On top of our 5-part strategy, we aim to ensure that we play our role in gender equality in the sports scene, which is why we'll be recruiting an equal number of participants, an equal ratio of boy to girl participants. Now, let me narrate to you the ideal outcome of the African Sports Business Forum. While in high school, students attended the African Sports Business Forum. The forum gave them the proper tools for self-development, as well as expose them to a life of limitless opportunities. They had mentors who guided them through their own self-development, and friends who encouraged them beyond their failures. But most importantly, they had the ability to dream and strive for a better future for the African sports business industry. All this gave them the proper support they needed to be able to excel in school, while at the same time creating a revolution of young sports people joining the industry and uplifting other young people. They too had their lives transformed, and together they grew up working towards a common goal of expanding Africa's sports business industry. They were young and had dreams. They were disciplined and had potential. They were passionate and sought change. They had it all in them, and the African Sports Business Forum was a platform to ensure that it did not go to waste. I may not be in control of Africa's future in all sectors, but through my love for entrepreneurial leadership, education, and sport, I am taking the future of the African sports business industry into my own hands. Join me, and let's create a revolution. Thank you.